Include 4 players from Kuusi who played Liverpool in the UEFA Cup, but the growing reputation of number 7, Jari Litmanen, the 21-year-old midfield player who scored against Scotland recently, is attracting a lot of interest elsewhere in Europe. And of course, Gary Lineker, on 48 goals, needs just 1 to equal Bobby Charlton's record. Looking for Steven. That's Rin on the right for Finland. Trying to find Muru. Barnes trying to shake off Holmgren, and he gets a free kick, and John Barnes injured in that challenge.
Well, that's not what Graham Taylor wanted to see. Almost as if he trod on his Achilles tendon or ankle part as he went to control it from behind, and that's the area that is being held at the moment. It's nothing to do with the thigh injury that has been troubling him in the weeks leading up to this, but when he's looking for match fitness, you don't want him limping off at this stage of the game.
No, there's always going to be a sense of alarm when Barnes goes down after the unlucky season he's had. And Fred Street and Norman Medhurst were on the pitch in a twinkling there. And this is how it happened. Holmgren is the Finland defender, number 5, who challenges, but I think it was the way Barnes turned. I found yesterday, looking at this pitch, the grass was long in parts, and it seems to me as if Barnes might have twisted something there as he tried to move away. Graham Taylor was reasonably happy for Barnes to play in bursts tonight and perhaps take the odd rest out on the wing, but Snort, who will be wearing number 16. Lineker. Webb finding space on the right at the moment, swinging it in. And here comes the goalkeeper, who's winning his 60th cap tonight. There was a presentation before the kickoff to Olli Huutunen, but he could be called into action again here. This is Webb. Trevor Steven, as the ball came out from the keeper. But that's a good ball by Muru to Takio, the number 10, and he's got Litmanen free on this side, totally unmarked. Number 7, and Trevor Steven got back, made a tackle, and the referee has given a penalty kick.
Well, it's a terrible decision. I mean, Trevor Steven made the initial mistake on the edge of the penalty area, which conceded possession, and they had a 2-against-1 break, but he chased back, as you always do when you've made that initial error, and I thought made an excellent tackle as Litmanen was sort of just waiting for the ball to arrive to him, and the referee very close, those given the penalty.
Oh, Ari Hjelm is the top scorer in the Finland squad in internationals, and he's going to take the penalty against Chris Woods. And scores to give Finland the lead after 27 minutes. And the penalty award will be queried, to say the least, although I have to... Oh, Lineker goes in, and the goalkeeper hangs on. Would have imagined David Platt should have scored in that situation. It looked an inviting opening there for England. And Olli Huutunen, the popular Finnish goalkeeper, somehow clung onto the ball. Here's Gary Stevens. Steven, Webb. Merson is the player on the right. Well, it would be a good time to equalise, wouldn't it, just before half-time. Mark Wright has made his way up into the penalty area for England. And that's where it's gone. Oh, backheaded by the defender, and... Oh, Lineker hit the bar, Pearce! Well, Pearce had the first effort, Lineker had the second, which looked as though it came back off the bar, and England just wondering how they failed to equalise.
Well, that was amazing, wasn't it? Huutunen made a great save here. As you see, it's touched on by his own man, and coming in late, good downward header. I think you're sure he got a touch onto that from Pearce, and then Gary Lineker off the underside of the crossbar, and Pearce again floating onto the top of the net. Hope it's not going to be one of those nights.
There he is, still waiting. Rin. Injury is an Achilles on the right leg. Here comes Trevor Steven. This doesn't sound very good, does it, from Barnes' point of view?
No, because when we saw the replay, you couldn't see any sort of kick from behind that would have just been a straightforward kick, and it means that it turn in, as you say, perhaps in the grass, the stud pulled and whatever, and if it is a twist or a strain, then I would say is ruled out for the European Championships with an Achilles like that.
Well, I just wonder, I'm speculating too much if that's right, whether in the next week UEFA would allow Graham Taylor to bring, shall we say, Andy Sinton back into the squad. It'd have to be exceptional circumstances. There's Pearce. Came off Merson to Webb. Now it's Trevor Steven and Platt well forward for England. And there is the equaliser. It's David Platt. Right on half-time. And a sense of relief, really, on the part of the England players, because it was getting to be a jittery performance. But David Platt saw the space and made the most of it.
I think he did probably deserve the goal. Again, Trevor Steven, good ball in. David Platt keeping it down well. So good at finding that space. And that time, goalkeeper Hooten did try to sit on it again almost, didn't he? Action replay of an earlier chance, but it just crept underneath. And I think on chances now, England had deserved, I think, to get level, and very important just before that half-time whistle.
Well, right on cue, there is that half-time whistle. David Platt's 9th goal for England, making it 1-1 just before the break. The lead, and David Platt scores again. Well, that was the direct route straight from the throw-in, which is a weapon that English teams use to their advantage, so one at international level. David Platt scores his 2nd of the game to make it 2-1, but it was a flick on from a long throw which gave him the opening, with Mark Wright, the player who got the important touch.
Well, he said set pieces was going to be an important feature of England's play, and there, you know, David Platt unmarked, the goalkeeper perhaps a little bit slow coming off, but it was a good long throw by Carlton Palmer. We've got a few that can take those. Mark Wright gets the back header, and then just caught on his heels, the goalie, and he couldn't get there. Well done, David Platt.